Well, XRP just hit a one-year high, and no, I'm not talking about price. And yes, you probably had something to do with it. In this video, I'm going to explain what metric XRP just hit a new, fresh one-year high in, and what effect it could have on future prices. Right now, XRP is, of course, climbing along with Bitcoin, and regardless of what is going on with the banking system right now and the economic outlook for the rest of the world, well, XRP has something to talk about. Also, I'm going to be going over what Brad Garlinghouse just said regarding Gary Gensler's new assertion that he and only he has the say in the rules of the road for crypto. I'm going to read some tweets from the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, and I think you're going to agree with what he said and what the rest of the economic outlook for the US dollar could be because of the new BRICS deal and a potential new kind of currency from the BRICS countries that are exiting the US dollar. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. Right now on this channel, we are covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all these topics interest you, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, join the Late Night Grind community. And if you would do a couple things, I'd appreciate it. Smash the thumbs up button, watch this video all the way to the end, and of course hit that bell notification icon so that YouTube will notify you when I release a new video. If you do that, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, let's jump into it. First thing I wanted to discuss today was some of the global news regarding the BRICS countries. That is those countries that now have essentially agreements in place to drop the US dollar as the reserve currency. France earlier today was just another country that it looks like it wants to drop the US dollar in its dealings, specifically with oil. It, along with several other countries, are now dealing in other currencies. Now, of course, China and Russia in their partnership to essentially ditch the US dollar and delineate things like oil and other things in the digital yuan. Well, a lot of people have been speculating that everything was going to be moving into the digital yuan. We have Brazil, South Korea, India, and a whole host of other countries that are likely joining BRICS and ditching the US dollar. And many people thought that it was going to be the digital yuan. The Chinese yuan was going to be the currency that they were going to be moving to. However, I did just read earlier today that they are in talks about developing a new kind of currency in which all of these BRICS countries that are ditching the US dollar could be using, not necessarily the Chinese digital yuan. So what could this new currency be? Well, it is speculated. According to the Duma deputy chair, what is in the works and what will probably be talked about this coming August at their upcoming summit is the fact that this currency could be some sort of rare earth-backed currency, a la how the US dollar used to be backed by gold. So now that we have that as the backdrop, people are going to be keeping an eye on the dollar index. What is the dollar going to be doing? And as of the last time I checked, it's not doing a whole lot. It's slowly dropping, but the traders of dollars and foreign currency don't seem to be too alarmed by it. And here's what happens. When the dollar typically slides, crypto, specifically Bitcoin and a few others, typically climb. Now, it's not always the case, but a lot of times they are inverse. So this is going to be something that you are going to want to keep an eye on. And of course, what some speculate as to what could cause a $1 million Bitcoin in the next 90 days. Not going to happen, by the way, but you now know why some of these speculators are saying that if these other countries dump the US currency and drop all of their bonds all at once, trillions of dollars worth of bonds, well, that could send Bitcoin into hyper-Bitcoinization mode or hyperinflation mode. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of all that. Okay, so let's get into XRP, what it's been doing in terms of hitting a one-year high and what you had to do with it. Well, it isn't exactly priced, although if we look, XRP right now is hitting a nearly one-year high in price, about an 11-month high, in fact. It just hit 58.5 cents before pulling back several cents, about 55 cents, as I'm making this video. It has been climbing steadily. It is up from 35 cents just 6 days ago. Now, of course, some of this factors into what I'm about to talk about, and that is the social dominance of XRP. According to analytics firm Sentiment, XRP in its social dominance hit a one-year high, a fresh one-year high. Now, what is social dominance? Well, basically what they do is they take keyword indicators from things like forums, blogs, tweets, YouTube channels, Reddit threads, all kinds of posts across the internet, and basically use that to gauge a social dominance. Now, XRP and the number of posts, the number of threads, the number of videos, the number of tweets has been absolutely skyrocketing recently. Now, here we have a chicken and the egg situation. Is the price increase from XRP causing all of this additional discussions, or are some of these additional discussions causing more mainstream people to pay attention and thus driving up the price of XRP? Because as of the last few days, there are billions and billions of dollars of new fresh trading using the XRP currency. So let me know in the comment section down below, have you been participating in reading more threads, responding to more XRP based tweets on Twitter, or commenting on videos such as this one on YouTube? Let me know in the comment section below. So as XRP dominance hits a fresh 1-year high, I believe part of that is because of what is going on with Ripple and the SEC. Now, Brad Garlinghouse, who is the CEO of Ripple, recently came out and absolutely excoriated Gary Gensler, who is the chairman of the SEC, who was quoted recently as basically saying that the SEC has clear rules of the road regarding cryptocurrencies and that it is not legislation that is going to determine what makes a security or not. That got the attention of a lot of people, including Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. I'm going to read you exactly what Brad thinks about that. In a recent tweet that was put out by The Block, they referenced SEC Chairman Gary Gensler as saying that the existing rules of crypto are very clear and that legislation is not needed. Brad Garlinghouse replied to that tweet and said for the chair of the SEC to assert that he dictates what is a security and not the legislation from which his agency derives its power is beyond comprehension. It is time for elected officials in the US to take notice. When you behave like an autocrat running a $2.2 billion bloated agency, why would you ever want to provide clarity about rules of what's in and what's out? Without clear jurisdiction, ambiguity masquerades as power. Read that again. He's absolutely right, as Gary Gensler is now saying that the SEC needs $2.2 billion and are hiring 1,500 new agents specifically to go after the cryptocurrency market because, as he says, legislation isn't necessary because he already knows what's a security and what isn't a security. So he just needs $2.2 billion in order to continue going after settlements, multi-hundred million dollar settlements from the crypto industry, because he's, protecting investors. But if you've been following this case or anything in the crypto space, you'll know that there's a lot of elected U.S. officials that need to step up and pay attention to this, specifically now that the Republicans have control of the House of Representatives. Gary Gensler needs to be giving some answers to some very important questions, and I'm looking forward to more of them happening this coming summer and this coming fall. So if you want to follow along with that and all these other stories, make sure you're a subscriber of the Late Night Grind community. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, where I talk about all these topics and a lot more. That link is in the description below. So once again, I want to thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end, for smashing that thumbs up button. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.